Welcome to another edition of Inside UFLB. My name is Dean Millard, and this is going to be a very fun show. What we like to do on this program is try to get things done in exactly 27 minutes. You see the ticker that is now up on the screen. The premise of this show, 27 minutes exactly to equal 27 straight outs for a perfect game in baseball. So that is the mission of Ultimate Fantasy League Baseball and Inside UFLB. My name is Dean Millard. I'm the head of baseball operations for UFFS and the commissioner of Ultimate Fantasy League Baseball. We are presented by UFFS, and we are broadcast proudly on Ultimate Fantasy Sports Network. We'll tell you all about those two as we go along. And yeah, we want to hear from you on this program. So if you want to get in touch with me.
You talking to me? You talking to me? You talking to me? Well, who the hell else are you talking? You talking to me? Well, I'm the only one here.
Simple. Just hit me up at these Twitter accounts, at Duck Millard. You can also get the UFLB at the UFLB. Info UFLB at gmail.com. And if you want more information on how you can get your show on Ultimate Fantasy Sports Network, it's a UFSN at UFFsports.com. www.UFFsports.com is where you can find out how you can own the game. Play ball! Let's get into it now. Gerald Smiley is the director of recruitment for UFLB. He's a former Texas Rangers draft pick. He's going to join us today to give you all the goods on why you should be getting into this league and why he's excited about getting into this platform and why former players like him should be excited. We'll also touch on the auction action and what roster sizes will look like for you if you're looking at purchasing a franchise in Ultimate Fantasy League Baseball. So all of that coming up. We'll try to wrap it up in 27 minutes. Might be tough, though. Gerald and I have a lot to discuss, and we'll get to that right after this.
Don't try to strike everybody out. Strikeouts are boring. Besides that, they're fascist.
Presented by Ultimate Franchise Fantasy Sports.
Throw some ground ball. More democratic.
Get in the game, where you own the game.
Such a pleasure to welcome into the show Gerald Smiley, the director of recruitment when it comes to Ultimate Fantasy League Baseball, and of course, a former professional baseball player. I love that we have guys that have actually played the game in our game. So, Gerald, thank you so much for joining me on the show. Thank you for being a part of the team, and I always like to give people a bit of an introduction. So maybe tell us a little bit about baseball, how you fell in love with it, and your life in baseball. I think we'd all be envious to be able to have a career in baseball, something that you were able to have.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that, Dean. Thanks for having me first and foremost, and thank you to UFFS and UFLB for the opportunity that's at hand. It's game changing, it's life changing, and it's really history in the making. Baseball has just been a part of my life since I was 6. My brother played it; he was 2.5 years older than myself. And I just saw the guys playing that are older than me, and I wanted to play. And honestly, if my brother didn't play, probably I don't know if I would ever play. I played basketball, played football, had opportunities to go play college sports in all 3 of those sports. But at the end of the day, baseball was really my passion, my love, and it was a route to the success that I wanted to have for myself and my family. And what that success meant to me was how many different indoor baseball academies and orphanages can we open and help kids through the game of baseball become better men in society, better fathers, better husbands. So it wasn't about, my goal of, getting to the big leagues, be rich and famous, to look at me, look at who I am. I wanted to make a lot of money to go help other people accomplish their goals and dreams. Because I grew up, with my mom really being a single mom. My dad was always in my life, got back together with my mom at 13, but community really raised me. And that's what UFFS and UFLB is doing here, is building a community. So for me, the playing career, transferring into business and what you guys are providing for people in the community is just second to none. And it's just amazing to be here and elaborating even further here in a little bit of really what we're putting together. And, you being the head of baseball operations and just phenomenal things happening here.
Yeah, I'm really excited about the entire platform. Your idea of giving back to the community is kind of where UFFS started, is trying to give back to the athletes. We talk about athlete take back, never stop playing, unretired, and giving athletes kind of that power and of their brand and different things once again. And I think that's really tremendous. And also you transitioned from your playing career into helping others. Tell us a little bit more. Tell us a little bit about Chip In.
Yeah, so it really had resonated, honestly, throughout my playing career, coaching college, scouting for Major League Baseball teams. Never used a fundraising platform a day in my life. Didn't trust it, didn't know where my money was going, just like millions of other people in the world who are givers. They just want to know where their dollars are going. So fast forward to 2017, took over my alma mater, high school, Rainier Beach, here in the inner city of Seattle. They were going to close the baseball program down, and there were negative $300 in the budget. Hadn't won a game in over a decade. I had 3 bats. They were broken. I had 7 jerseys. You need 9. I had like 15 balls in the ball bucket. So I did a plea for help financially to the community to get behind what we were doing. Long story short, Dean, I was faced with 2 different fundraising platforms to pick from, and I ended up going with GoFundMe. We raised $18,000 in a week, $42,000 in 30 days. I did not do that. My staff did not do that. We came together as a community, and the community actually chipped in and helped us get there. The Seattle Foundation, where Bill Gates and everybody else contributes their funds, they gave us $5,000. Pearl Jam, Stone Gossard gave us $1,000, and a local restaurant gave us $2,500. But all I could do was say thank you. So through the pain points of all the fees that they took from us, there was no transparency to GoFundMe. There was no way to incentivize and reward people who actually paid it forward and helped their community. So I just looked and assessed the market. And I said, there's got to be a better way for social giving, social receiving. And, how can we put together transparency of people trusting one another and helping one another on a unified front? And that's how Chip In was really born. We launched last June 2020. We moved over $3.6 million through the platform of just helping people. And that's what I love about UFFS. And that's another one of our partnerships. Everything that we do here, 5% goes back to Chip In, so we can highlight the social impact of UFFS, UFLB, and all the other sports that are coming to say, hey, look, yes, everyone will have a lot of fun and make money here, but at the end of the day, we can't die with that money. So how many people in the world can we help uplift them and take them to where they want to go? So when UFFS approached me, and I learned, all the people who are behind it, including yourself, and what the mission and the vision was, and the philanthropical role that you guys play also while entertaining people and giving athletes ownership back, I said, wow, this is a no-brainer, win-win. It's aligned with my mission, my vision, who I am as a person. Let's lock arms, and how many people can we help throughout this, throughout this lifetime until our expiration date hits. So at the end of the day, it's just really people helping people and having fun along the way, because you got one shot at life. So how many people can we help? And you better have fun doing it.
Exactly. And that's what we're doing right now, is having some fun, talking baseball. We're planning the greatest fantasy baseball league of all time. And I love the connections. You're a Texas Ranger draft pick. Ian Kinsler, our first digital athlete NFT, a teammate of yours in the Rangers organization. Cameron Lowe, another connection. Matt Soren with us, played with Ian on Team Israel. I mean, the synergy with everything is unbelievable. And from a player's point of view, when you look at Ultimate Franchise Fantasy Sports and the vision of players financially getting rewarded for their stats, which has never happened before, not only will they have their NFT, but it will have utility from a current or former player standpoint. How do you see this?
Again, the number one thing that comes to my mind when everyone talks about this, and when I hear you talk about it, and I see the rule book and everything that's going on, is no brainer, right? No brainer. Your stats come back to life. All the hard work you did in the past comes back to life. current players can also join our league here and monetize on a whole nother level just outside of their contract. And for me, it was more of the ownership that you're giving and the percentages of the earnings that you're giving back to the athletes. That's unheard of. And when you look at bringing this community together and saying, hey, we're going to use your stats no matter what, just like other fantasy leagues. So you might as well join us and get paid. And time out, by the way, when you pass away, your family is going to continue to earn money off of all of your hard work. Your stats that still play in the league, when you pass away, you're still earning money. Your NFT, everything that happens, you're still earning money. The pool prizes that are there, you're still earning money. If you want to be a franchise owner also, and you keep that team, you're still earning money. And not only that, we're all athletes and all fans of sports coming together as one, which means unity. And we're also driving the value of our score token, our score coin. We're on the Zilliqa blockchain. And then if you see where we're at now, I think it's like 16 cents for Zilliqa and like 18 cents a coin right now for score. Don't quote me, but I haven't checked in a couple of days. But if you can do the math of having fun playing fantasy sports, you already do it. If you want to make a lot of money and you want to get in the crypto space, this is a great environment to do it. You got people behind the scenes running this company that you can trust. That for me was a huge piece. Making money and having fun, we can do that anywhere. Mm-hmm. But are we aligned with the people that are running the show? Do they have good intentions and good hearts and good minds behind the master plan? And do they have a roadmap? Do they have a plan? Is this a pump and dump, just hurry up and quick, make some money and pull the rug out like these other crypto companies? This is not what this is. So when I looked at it, when my attorney looked at it, this is really what she said. She said, Gerald, this is groundbreaking. You know that, right? You're on the ground floor with this company, and this is something that is going to change the playing field. I said, yes, I know that, but that's why I needed you to look at this. Mm-hmm. So I see it, but do you see it? And it just validated on so many levels of like, wow. And if you want to sell your franchise after you become a franchise owner and you say, you know what, minimum bid's $5,000. Great. You want to come in by yourself for $5,000? Great. You want to get some buddies and you guys come up with the $5,000 together and you don't want to break your bank if $5,000 is too much? No brainer. Still have your league. Draft who you want. Get what you need out of the prize pools, the earnings. If you do your stats right, there's a lot of payoff. And if you want to sell that franchise off, you're going to make a more profit, but you can also still hold some crypto. You can still hold the score coin. You can still hold the Zilliqa. No brainer. And then when you talk about fan engagements and fan experiences that this league is going to offer to the franchise owners, wow, that blew my mind, Dean. Where else can I own a fantasy league in FanDuel or DraftKings or whatever you play in? And at the end of the year, you know what? I'm going to go meet these guys that I actually drafted. We're going to have fun together. Mm-hmm. We're going to have a Mai Tai. We're going to go to a buffet, whatever the plans are that haven't been released yet. When we put together these fan engagements and you want to be a franchise owner, but also, by the way, you get to hang out with these people at the end of the year. When that time happens, where else can you have that type of experience? And you running a real Major League Baseball club, NFL club, NBA club, UFFS is going to do all sports, and they've already touched on quite a few already. Mm-hmm. So for me, I was like, wow, this is a real fan engagement experience while you make a lot of money having fun and you help people doing it. It's if you don't join, I don't know what to tell you, man. We tried to tell you, but if you don't, you missed out. That's not our problem.
Exactly. You know, for athletes, it's passive income signing up. They don't have to do anything. If they want to promote it, they can. If you want to get in and purchase a franchise, that's also there too. We have our auctions November 5th to 7th right now. Legends Leagues for American football, like that is going to be next level when we get that Legends League. And I know you're going to be a big part of that. I mean, I can't wait to see like Sandy Koufax against Barry Bonds or something in Legends League. Just all the different matchups over the years just get me so excited, and that's why this is revolutionary from that standpoint is having that. But from just the regular league that we will kick off starting next year, this is ultra realistic. When you look at our kind of rule book and our guidelines and everything, what really stands out about Ultimate Fantasy League Baseball when it comes to being very, very realistic to a Major League Baseball team?
Yeah, and that was another thing that I need to compliment you guys on also, by the way, because I came on after you guys did all that. So I tip my hat and give kudos to you because you guys did one heck of a job putting together scoring system, rules, when you can sell, salary cap, you name it. Quality starts, 7 points. Wins, 3 points. Saves, 2 points. If you blow a save, minus 1.5 points. Anytime you lose, minus 1.5 points. Everything is realistic. It's down to the numbers. You guys have identified and crossed all T's, dotted all I's, and said, you know what? Our league is going to be ran exactly how the front office of Major League Baseball does it. It's going to be ran exactly how NFL runs it, and salary cap, and if you're over and if you're under and what the fines are. And I love that. You guys are really making people feel like they're owners, right? And I've seen it, and you've seen it, Dean, through the NFL, through the NBA, through the NHL. We got everyone that's saying, you know what, I'm the owner, but I'm getting a general manager. I'm getting a capologist. I saw that the other day in the Telegram. A capologist, that's great. Keep me under the salary cap so I don't get fined. Trades, who's hot, who's not just injuries when we need to dump people, but you guys are really making people feel like this is the closest thing to being an owner. And it really is. There's nothing else on the market that says, I really want to be an owner, but you know what? I don't have billions of dollars to buy a team.
That's right.
Okay, great. Go get 5,000 minimum bid and go get a team, and you can have the everyday experience. And here's the beautiful thing about this, Dean. There's only 30 franchise owners. Mm-hmm. There's only 30 clubs. So guess what that means? There's only 30 people in this entire world who get to have a shot with us together on this groundbreaking, history-making opportunity to say, you know what? Hey, I'm one of those 30 owners, and we're having fun. We're making money. And you know what? This is real. I'm a front office guy or gal now. This is insane. I can really make moves, and I can make decisions. And you know what? Anybody who's aspiring to really get into baseball, whether it's through minor leagues, independent ball, pro ball, I also feel like this will give you some experience because you're following, you're looking at statistics, you're looking at dollars, value. You're saying, hey, look, got a club option on this guy for XYZ, whatever year that is, and here's the contract I can have him, here's the salary cap. You're making real decisions as real front office baseball staff members are making. So not only are you going to make a lot of money and have a lot of fun, you're going to increase your knowledge and take that skill set if you really want to go and do that in real life. That's the power of what you guys bring, and that's the power of your platform of how you help other people elevate their life.
And that's what it is. It is so realistic. I can tell you, I own a hockey franchise in the UFHL, the first league that UFFS started. It is going into, we're into year 3 right now. It's amazing. I can't run it alone. I'm lucky. I have a former NHL GM who won a Stanley Cup with the Dallas Stars in 1999 in Craig Button. That helps me with decision. That really, really helps. But that's what this is. That's what this is, Gerald. This is professional fantasy sports, and we want the owners to come in and they buy the team and they put together the best staff. We want professional fantasy players to get in on this. And you know what? That starting bid, the minimum is $2,500, and then the higher you bid, so just to get in the door, is $2,500. You could find a bunch of your buddies, throw it together, and then you're the GM, you're the scout, you're the capologist as you're talking. You don't want to get into that luxury tax area because we'll have that. You're in charge of what guys still have their options because we don't want to get fined and all that stuff. So it's $2,500. You throw some money together, then you want to bid higher to maybe get a better draft pick. Okay, you can do that, but it's all about strategy and having those guys and gals that can make the smart decisions. owners hiring staff, or an owner buys the team and tries to run it maybe as a group. There's a lot of different ways you can go about being as realistic as possible. I can tell you, this hockey league that we're in, it is as realistic as it can be. And baseball is going to be the same thing. You've seen football, and basketball has just started. This is the closest you can get. You saw Ian Kinsler when we talked to him. He said it's as close as you can get to the real thing. And that's from a guy that's in a front office of the Padres right now.
Exactly my point. I was going to touch on that. He's in the front office telling everybody, hey, I'm day-to-day doing this. Yes, I make a salary because I'm in the front office, but you're talking about life-changing crypto, blockchain. You're talking about life-changing wealth, not just now, but forever, if you come in and you do this the right way. And one thing I love how you guys structure this is, yes, I can come in at 5,000, but doesn't mean I get the best pick in each round. If I'm the highest bidder, I get the first pick in every round. That's power. So the more money I want to put in to say, you know what? I want the best team. I'm going to go after the best players. And I really want to win this sucker. People are going to put in a little bit more money. That's a good thing. And you're going to get the return out because you're going to win. And that prize pool and the NFTs, the team merchandise, let's talk about that for a second, Dean. The team merchandise. Players come back to life. Ian, Cameron, everyone else who joins this and they want to, they want to join the league. You're going to get your own jerseys again, your own hats, your own hoodies, your T-shirts with your name on it, and all your fans on your social media platforms and whoever, your followers. They're going to have different merchandise for you now because maybe if you played for the Boston Red Sox or the Yankees and they're no longer selling your jersey because you played 5-10 years ago, so what? Now all of your stuff comes back to life and there's a whole new monetization pool, like you call it, passive income, because that's what it is, coming back into your wallet. You're sitting on the couch. That, to me, that's leverage. But the guys that join our league, as far as baseball players, and they don't want to just sit on the couch. They want to be more involved. They want to show up to our events with us. They want to post on their social media. They want to show up to do other things. They're probably going to make a lot more money just because their engagement. You don't have to. We're not even asking you for $1 to be a part of this. Hey, we're going to use your stats no matter what, as long as the internet works. So we might as well pay you and make sure you and your family are set. Tell me in the history of sports when that has happened. And can you tell me, Dean, and I'll pause here.
Yeah.
Tell me the last time Kershaw got a increase in his salary or a new contract, and everyone else on the team got a new contract too, just because he got one. It doesn't work that way. But the more players and more people we bring to here, to this ecosystem on the blockchain, everyone wins and everyone makes more while we have more fun, even the fans. And when the betting comes to the system for fans to do that, and when all the other things come into play, it is game over. I'm telling you, people, if you're watching this right now, you are on the ground floor of something that you have no idea that's about to blow up. And we haven't even talked about the esports video game coming out, and we'll touch on that later. But I'm here to tell you, whoever's watching this, take it from me, take it from Dean, take it from Michael Vick, Chris Carter, Nate Burleson, Walt Harris, everybody, Eric Metcalf, everyone else that is joining this league. There is a reason, because intentions, morals, values, they're there. The money, the fun, all of that follows. And people who are listening to me right now, you know money follows anything when you have those things set in stone. And UFFS, they provide that, and they set that as the base foundation of how we're going to build this. And I'm just honored to be a part of it.
Well, we're so happy that you're part of the team, and, people can get in on the franchise auctions November 5th to 7th. Minimum bid just to get in the door, $2,500. As you said, though, the higher you bid, the higher your pick in every round. And then come this time next year, people that are watching this right now will be having to make the same decisions that Dave Roberts, Dusty Baker, and all those guys in Major League Baseball playoffs are doing right now, because we have the exact same playoff system. So everybody that's questioning all those decisions for the managers right now, you could be in the same seat making those decisions in UFLB next year.
Yeah, easier to say it while we're watching TV. I always tell this. I always say this, Dean, because when I used to coach, I always hear parents from the stands say, I would have done this, or I would have thrown a no hitter. And why didn't you throw a no hitter? And why didn't you go 4 for 4 today? And at the end of the season, I would always make, I would have, not every season, but some seasons I would have players versus the parents. Because it's easy we'd have a barbecue and have fun, but I wanted my players to throw to the parents and can you really go 4 for 4 today off me, Dad, or off me, Mom? Can I really just throw a no-hitter today? It's not as easy as we think. So to your point, we can say what we would have done in that situation all we want. No, we would have pitched around that guy, or I would have put him on, or no, how the heck did you bring in that guy when that guy was hot? And we could say all that. Now, when you get into this hot seat and you're about to make some money, the same way these managers are making some money, it's going to be a real thing. You're like, it's going to become a head scratcher. Like, dang, I don't think I should have done that. And that's the beautiful thing of what you guys have invented. It's the closest thing to really being an owner or a manager. I love it.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. Gerald, this has been so much fun. Enjoy the rest of the playoffs. Enjoy the weekend. I know you guys are going to have a great time, and I'm really excited that you're part of this team, and we're going to take this definitely to the next level. Thanks so much for joining us on Inside UFLB.
Thanks for having me. Always a pleasure. Anytime you need me to come back, I'm all in. And Dean, thank you for all of your stewardship and how you're operating this, and your professionalism of how you're going about everything, and your backbone to this organization. And anyone that wants to join the team, how would they get involved, Dean? Tell them how they would get involved with this.
You betcha. Info UFLB@gmail.com is the easiest way, and they could just check out UFFsports.com for the website, but we can get them any kind of information they want. Info UFLB@gmail.com.
Amen. And any of my followers that are watching or listening, you can direct message me as well if you didn't pick up what Dean just said, or you have to replay it. But yeah, just message me and we'll get you going. And we would love to have really good quality people a part of this who are serious. Thank you for your time, Dean.
Don't try to strike everybody out. Strikeouts are boring. Besides that, they're fascist.
Presented by Ultimate Franchise Fantasy Sports.
Throw some ground ball. More democratic.
Get in the game, where you own the game.
That was a great conversation. The passion just oozing out of Gerald. And he's excited. We're excited to have him. And we're excited to be on Ultimate Fantasy Sports Network. This is your one-stop fantasy sports shop. If you want more information, you can email UFSN@UFFsports.com. If you have a weekly, a daily, a monthly show, whatever it is, whatever sport, if you're talking fantasy sports, we would love to chat. You can also follow them on Twitter @UFS Network for more information. So great conversation with Gerald. He is going to have his version of the list, and that's going to come out on Monday. By the way, we blew the perfect game. As you can see the ticker up there. If I'm playing against the Red Sox, it's probably a home run. They have 21 in the postseason. Major League record, thanks to Kiki Hernandez, the former Dodger. But this is Matt's list, 1 through 30. Ohtani 1, Vlad 2, Fernando 3, Juan Soto, and Ronald Acuna Jr. rounding out the top 5. A guy like Julio Urias, number 30. A guy like Clayton Kershaw not in the list. Gerald will have his list coming out on Monday as we get you set for those franchise auctions and how high you want to bid, because the higher you bid, the higher your pick in the draft. And that's what we're talking about right here. This is straight out of the rule book. 30 franchises available to the highest bidders, and that also determines your draft order in every round. So if you want a first overall pick in every round, you got to outbid everybody. November 5th to 7th, this is how it's going to work. You bid all weekend long. If there's a bid in the final 2 minutes on November 7th, that triggers extra innings, a full 2 minutes where everybody can bid. The auction will close once there is 0 bids for a full 2 minutes. A full 2 minutes of silence, and the bidding is over. So if after that you're 15th, you're picking 15th in every round. And then later on. That's the draft. The draft will be held in March. We'll also have the top prospects auction, and this is scouting director Brian Hernandez's baby. He will be taking all the top prospects whose rights are already owned within Major League Baseball but have yet to play a game, and that will be open to scouts and franchises, and that is going to be a frenzy. I can tell you from hockey, it is wild. Also want to touch a little bit on some rosters during the regular season. First of all, the UFLB will be into two conferences, Vin Scully Conference, Harry Carey Conference. The divisions are not named yet. There will be 6 of them. The top 6 bidders in the auction will get the rights, the naming rights, as long as it's named after a member of the Baseball Hall of Fame. So, highest bidder gets the first division, and they get to pick the conference they play in until all 3 are filled up. Then the rest go in the other. As for the roster, 26 players. We'll try to bump it up to 28 in September, just like MLB. You can have as many pitchers as you want. 9 batters in the starting lineup, includes DH. So, these are the position players you're going to need. Catcher, first base, second base, third base, shortstop, left, center, and right fielders. You will not be able to just plunk an outfielder in. A lot of them do play, so it's not going to be that difficult, but you will need specific fielders and a DH. You'll start 5 starters as pitchers. You'll have 4 relief pitchers in your starting lineup per night as possible as well. And so you will have 18 active players and 8 bench players. They have to meet the position eligibilities. Our 40-man list will act as a protected list until we get minor leagues going. So you'll have 14 players of either draft picks or guys that you will want to call up at any point. And minimum is 25, and you got to stay under the luxury tax, because we will have that, and you will have to pay into that if you go over, as Gerald and I talked about, the luxury tax. All right, that's going to about wrap things up for us on the show. What do we have for time? 6. I think I walked a couple. I definitely gave up a hit. Probably a grand slam. I probably gave up a grand slam. That seems to be happening in the playoffs a lot. But as for what I'm hoping to watch this weekend, I'm hoping to watch these guys, the Dodgers, if they can stay alive. It's not going to be pretty. Max Fried on the mound for Atlanta tonight. The Dodgers are going to the bullpen game. They have to hope they can do to the Braves what the Braves did to them last night. That is their only hope. And I'll be checking in about the American Football Legends League auctions. They wrap up Friday night. Special live show with Andy McNamara. If you want to get in, if you want to register to bid, or you want to just check out the show, info@uffsports.com is how you get in touch. You can bid on 16 American Football Legends League franchises, and then there'll be another 16 auctioned off at another point. Thank you so much for joining me on the show today, and thank you, of course, to our guest Gerald Smiley for being a part of the program. I leave you with one piece of advice from Crash Davis.
You be cocky and arrogant, even when you're getting beat.
And one piece of advice from myself, and that is to ban the shift. Thanks so much for joining me, everybody. Have yourself a great weekend. Enjoy the playoffs.